That's pretty weak, isn't it? But God still loves you. Jesus still loves you and forgives you. And it has nothing to do with how you feel. How you can feel absolutely worthless. And you can look in the mirror and despise yourself. But that's not true. Because God still loves you. And you say, well, how can God still love me? How can the sun rise when you don't feel like it? How can the sun rise when you don't even know it? God is more reliable than the sunrise. God is more reliable than spring following winter. God's love is more reliable. See, that's why it can grant hope. That's why you can experience hope today and confidence. And that's why the writer to the Hebrews says, let us hold fast the confession of our hope. Well, we're racing through this. The third one is continuing encouragement. Verse 25 says, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together. There it is, Hebrews 10:25. A very common memory verse. If you've ever been through any of the memory verse programs, Hebrews 10:25, let us not give up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage one another, and all the more as we see the day approaching. And by the way, there's this constant reference in Hebrews chapter 10 to this day that's approaching. This day that's approaching. Continuing encouragement. Why do we meet together? Why are we here today? Well, we're here today for many reasons, because we say, well, it's the third commandment. Well, that's absolutely true. I do believe that, and the confirmands will be learning the 10 Commandments again this year as we begin. But we're here also because we need to hear the Word. We need to worship. We need to worship. You know, the Bible says we need to gather together to worship once a week, and that's why we're here. Worship in song, worship in praise, but also worship as we hear the Word. Listening to the Word, and listening to the Word is not necessarily a passive activity, because it depends upon how engaged you are. I tell you, my mind can wander so quickly. It's like my old Labrador. Before I started training him, I'd open up the door and boom, he'd be gone. That's the way my mind is. I can be gone. Even as I prepare these sermons, it takes me 5-6 times when I read the text before I start even recalling what I just read. I had a guy tell me once, he says, Pastor, I just can't read the Bible because my mind I just can't focus on it. Well, it's like, join the club. Hey, do you think it's easy for me? Like I said, 5-6 times sometimes I've read